good morning, or good afternoon, or possibly even good evening, depending on where you're dialing in from. I am Yvonne from Colorado, and today is Tuesday, August the 29th. I want to welcome you all to the Winner Within Coaching Call, brought to you by the Unit of Prosperity, or UOP for short. We host these personal development calls Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern for the benefit of entrepreneurs and marketers everywhere. So you can feel free to invite your teams, no matter which company you represent, for some daily motivation and inspiration. Now, if this is your first time dialing into a Tuesday call, I'd like to introduce our coach to you. He is a visionary, strategist, and entrepreneur. He is an energetic, highly impactful speaker and a fierce motivator. Utilizing his passion, he likes to take an aggressive approach to personal development by challenging what people see as the norm. His story is a remarkable one. From a very young age, he has had an entrepreneurial spirit, but lacked the guidance of positive role models to hone his abilities. Even though he faced many pitfalls and major challenges along the way, with faith, will, determination, and perseverance, he was able to reach his goal of becoming a successful entrepreneur. He has an affinity for community outreach and volunteerism. He has served in many leadership capacities over the years and is currently a member of the board of directors for both the United Negro College Fund and sister cities in Jacksonville, Florida. His vision is to motivate and teach others the power of effectively utilizing knowledge, resources, and network ability to obtain definitive goals and reach their greatness. So please grab something to write with. You're going to want to take notes as he shares with us his topic for the day, Are You Committed? It is my pleasure to bring to the call Dr. Adrian Gentry. Dr. Gentry, are you ready?
I am ready. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for the great introduction you do every week. I appreciate you so much.
You are so welcome. Take it away.
No problem. First, I would like to say thank you, everyone, for getting on the call. It's an honor to be able to speak into your life in some shape, form, or fashion. A couple of things I like to say every time before I speak. One, I'm a very, very passionate person. So if I start getting a little loud, my voice starts to get really raspy, I'm okay. I'm not having a heart attack. Don't be afraid. Two, I'm a Christian through and through. So every time I speak, you're going to get this God in me. And three, I'm a meat and potatoes type of person, so what I do, I get on, I say what I have to say, I give you what I got, and I get off. Today, the topic, are you really committed? And every time I speak, I like to put a little story in front of it so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. About 12 months ago, nearly September of last year, I decided, I got into a new community, I decided to join this men's group because, us as men, we've been taught all the craziest, dumb things in the world. But I wanted to learn through biblical principles what a man really was. And so I decided to start this group they had called Every Man a Warrior at a friend of mine's house. Met a new group of guys. And in the first chapter, they made me do something that I haven't really had to do in my life. And I had to, before we started this course, it was going to be, 3 books, 3 semesters. I had to sign a commitment that kind of outlined the specific tasks that we would have to do on a daily basis over the next couple of months while we were in the course. And doing so, I'm a very analytical person. So in doing that and actually having to sit down and physically sign a commitment statement, it kind of got my mind thinking about how many of us actually know what the word commitment really means. And I began doing some research, and then I realized that most of us use the words every day, but we've never defined them. We've never really analyzed our own selves to see if we're actually applying the word in our actual lives. We've just figured out where to put it in sentences, and they're just words that sound good. And I have to tell you this, half of the problems that we have in this world today, half of the problems that we have in our life today have to do from lack of commitment. The word is so overused yet so underutilized, it affects every part of our lives. Let me ask you a question. At the beginning of this year, how many of us actually made weight loss goals? On day one, we made that commitment. I'm going to lose weight. I'm getting this fat off of me. I'm tired of this. And day 2, we ran into a piece of cake. Go over. Your commitment completely fell to the side. That piece of cake was worth more than that weight that you had on your body. And here we are at the end of August, and we're still feeling sluggish. We still have lack of energy. We still don't have the body that we really want to look at when we look in the mirror. The word commitment sounded good, but you didn't commit to the weight loss, so there was no real change that ever took place in your life. If you want change in your life, you're going to have to commit. And when I was doing some research, I kind of figured out there was two different definitions of commitment. The first was the state of or quality of being dedicated to a cause or an activity. Some people on this call are on their jobs and want to be a full-time entrepreneur, but how many have actually committed to it? Some people are full-time entrepreneurs on this call and want to take their business to the next level, but how many have actually set a date and committing to either getting out of that cubicle or getting to that income level by any means necessary? And that commitment, that commitment is going to mean stop going out to eat. It's going to mean having less sleep. It's going to mean putting some relationships on hold. It's going to mean getting out of your comfort zone and talking to some people when you don't feel like talking to them. It's going to mean reading some books you don't want to read. The reason that most people fail to commit can be found in the second definition, which is an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. But today I want you to understand something. If you commit to the right things, the first definition will cancel out the second definition. If you commit to good health, you can get, when you get in your older years, you won't be restricted to the hospital bed. If you stick to your commitment to learn, to reading, to taking massive action, to building your business right now, I'm telling you there's freedom on the other side. I'm 34 years old. I don't have to work. And sometimes I think I have way too much freedom. I have to tie myself down. But you have to understand, it took me committing to personal development. It took me committing to taking action day and night. I literally lived off of 4 hours of sleep every day. Most people aren't committed to anything but what makes them feel good right now. My mother used to tell me, you better watch out because 5 minutes of pleasure can lead to 18 years of pain. And right now, some of you are in pain. Y'all are feeling just that, the pain, because you didn't commit to the relationship, because you didn't commit to the business, and someone else that you're now looking at, they're winning. They're living your life that you want to live because you weren't committed to going to where you said you want to be. You didn't commit to the weight loss. So now the doctor is telling you have diabetes. You chose pleasure and ease over freedom and happiness. Listen, with anything you do, you have two options. You can go all in or you can hedge your bets. Let me help you out. No one has made real impact in this world without committing. No one has made real impact in their life without commitment. Listen, I want you to hear this. It's not until you truly commit to changing your life will there be true change around your life. I'm going to say that one more time. It's not until you commit to change in your life will there be true change around your life. The reason most people fail isn't because there wasn't an opportunity there. It isn't because you didn't have the education, the right skin color, even enough money. It's because they weren't committed. When times got hard, when fear took over, they gave up on themselves. They gave themselves the back door and let them out of their commitments. Stop letting yourself out of the things you say you want. But saying without commitment is never going to take you to the next level. They're just thoughts. Some people are happy with just those thoughts. They're happy complaining about what they don't have in their life right now. But they refuse to commit to anything that'll make them better. They refuse to commit to anything that's going to take away their TV time. They refuse to commit to anything that's going to have them have to struggle for just a little bit to get to the next level. Everyone on this call got on this call for a reason. It took a commitment for you to even dial that number and say, I'm going to take a couple of minutes of my time to listen to this person I don't even know tell me something about motivation. And I hope everything I say on this call today is just a seed to actually get you to begin to commit to you. Psychologically, sticking to your commitment transform how you feel about yourself. See, people just thought, I can commit to stuff all willy-nilly. No, there's a psychological aspect to this. Not only will others respect you more, but you'll respect yourself more by simply sticking to your commitment. How many people respect the person that says one thing and does another? You can't, right? That's external. You're looking at somebody else. Do you realize every time that you fail to stick to your commitment, subconsciously you're losing respect for yourself? When people who suffer from depression, they don't feel good about themselves. They can't commit to anything. Ever since I learned about this principle, I've made sure I stuck to my commitments. It's become a very, very, very big part of my life because before, as a man, you don't have to stick to your commitments. That's what we've been conditioned to believe now. Your word is no longer your bond in this days in society, right? In this time in society. You can say one thing and do another one. Why? Because everybody else doing it is easy. It's the easy way. We have a back door for everything. I was working with a client of mine, and he's infamous for telling everybody one thing when it comes to money, but when it's actually time to pay, guess what? He got a back door. The funny part about it is people won't bring him money anymore. He wasn't committed to sticking to his words. So after a couple of weeks, after I finished the class, I made another commitment. See, I'm going to get a little biblical right here, but I'm going to tell you the commitment that I made. See, I was sitting around in my quiet time, and I said, you know what? God, I need to know what you have for me. And I'm going to tell you this. Whatever you have for me, I commit to whatever bit of influence you give me, I will always, always, always mention your name. That commitment has changed my entire life. I've had more of a prosperous year this year than I've ever had in my entire life. I've been picked up for TV shows. I just got a call last night for a movie. Financially, I began to increase every part of my life. Businesses are growing. People are coming to me with deals and opportunities I've never seen before. Windows are opening up. Doors are opening up that I've never been able to walk through before. I got my doctorate. Wait a minute. Dr. Gentry. I failed ninth grade twice. What you mean, Dr. Gentry? A chaplain? Oh, that happened this year after the commitment. Now I'm a chaplain. How about an ambassador to the UN? An ambassador? What does that mean? Growth in your life begins to happen when you begin to commit to something. And I didn't commit not just because I wanted to live by a standard, but I committed because I realized that my lacking commitment wasn't just for me. By me committing to be able to go out and change people's lives, that was never for me. That was for somebody else. That was for other people. And some of y'all won't commit to your success right now to help out your family. Listen, your family is waiting on you to commit to your success so y'all can all go to the next level. Your family is waiting on you to commit to success so you can leave a legacy for your children. So if you're on this call and you're committed to change, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're in your car. I don't care if you're at your desk. I don't care if you're sitting on the couch at your house right now. I want you to say a couple things. If you're really committed to your success and you're committed to changing your life, I want you to say something. Say this with me. I am committed. I am committed to the vision that God has placed in me. No matter what happens, I will not and cannot stop fighting for my goals. Because I know on the other side of adversity, there's prosperity. So there is no mountain large enough. There is no problem big enough. There is no person strong enough. Wait a minute, I know I said it fast. Let me go back. So there is no mountain large enough. There is no problem big enough. There is no person strong enough to stop me because I'm committed. I'm committed to my success. I'm committed to serving others. I'm committed to overcoming. I am committed. If you said that statement and you take the action, you will be successful in anything that you do. Stop taking the words out of your mouth for granted. Stop taking your commitments lightly. Because right now we're living in a country that 50% of marriages end in divorce. Why? Because they weren't committed. They gave themselves a back door. Majority of businesses fail. Why? Because they weren't committed. They gave themselves a back door. If it doesn't work, I'm going to just go back to work. You have to begin to commit for yourself. You have to begin to commit and believe in who you are so you can take your life to the next level. And in turn, by you taking your life to the next level, you're taking a whole bunch of people with you. Somebody's waiting on you to succeed, but you won't commit. Somebody's waiting for your commitment so they can make theirs. Somebody's watching you right now in your actions. Are you committed? Will you commit to you? Will you commit to your vision? Will you commit to your success? Because that commitment would ultimately determine your destiny. You're great because God says so. Have a fantastic day.